does not use photograph, refuses the cold. Accuracy of the camera, the old and more honest method of the hand, recalling what the heart has come to understand about a face from love rather than mere observation. The embroiderer of ghosts, stitching the lost, each careful thread, the precise and exact cost of memory translated into fine linen. The embroiderer of ghosts, faithfully spinning. I commissioned my grandfather's outline once. The man I barely remembered the blunt and fragmentary images of childhood translated to her needle as well as I could describe him. The rest left to her intuition. The embroiderer of ghosts, stitching the lost, each careful thread, the precise and exact cost of memory translated into fine linen. The embroiderer of ghosts, faithfully spinning. What she produced was not exactly my grandfather. Could not have been given how little I'd gather of detail from a 4-year-old's memory, but it was something true. The embroidery capturing an essence beyond mere physical likeness. She told me this happens with everyone she stitches, that the thread finds its way past the glitches of incomplete memory into something larger. The emotional truth becoming the charger of her needle more than any precise visual record. The embroiderer of ghosts, stitching the lost, each careful thread, the precise and exact cost of memory translated into fine linen. The embroiderer of ghosts, faithfully spinning.
Become a member. Join our circle of shadows. Pay less than $1 a month. Help us grow. Join now.
seats, the particular repose of a space built for crowds now holding only him. Checks the locks and checks the exit signs, glowing their steady red along the lines of seats. The routine of his nightly rounds, as familiar as the absent sounds of applause that the empty theater seems to remember. The night watchmen of empty theaters, walking alone through the dark roads where the audience has flown, keeping his vigil where the silence performs. The night watchmen of empty theaters, weathering the storms. He has worked here 30 years, has seen the place change with the decades, has spent his days sleeping while the building filled with life, and his nights here in the absence, the knife edge between the theater occupied and the theater alone. The night watchmen of empty theaters, walking alone through the dark roads where the audience has flown, keeping his vigil where the silence performs. The night watchmen of empty theaters, weathering the storms. He told me once that he prefers the empty theater. He catered to the full one, the plenty of silence more honest than the performance, the empty seats holding more importance for him than they ever did when occupied by an audience. I asked him what he thought about during his rounds, and he said, I think about all the sounds this room has held, the laughter and the weeping of decades of plays, the theater keeping some residue of every performance in its walls. And I watch men of empty theaters, walking alone through the dark roads where the audience has flown, keeping his vigil where the silence performs. The night watchmen of empty theaters, weathering the storms.
Does not wear the color of the priest, has no ordination but the deceased, and living both have found their way to her door at the hour an ordinary confession store of comfort but has closed for the night elsewhere. Her lamp burns by the window as a signal to anyone needing the particular pinnacle of honesty that only strangers receive. The confession given to someone who'll grieve with you but carry no history into the telling. The lamplight confessor, listening at night. Her window's small signal, her patient light for anyone needing a stranger to hear. The lamplight confessor, holding nothing dear. I told her things at 3 in the morning that I had never said. The warning signs of my own life I'd been ignoring for years. The lamplight somehow restoring my capacity for the kind of honesty. The lamplight confessor, listening at night. Her window's small signal, her patient light for anyone needing a stranger to hear. The lamplight confessor, holding nothing dear. She offered no advice, no judgment, no direction, just the particular quality of reflection that comes from being heard without consequence. The confession complete in itself, the sense of relief requiring nothing further than the telling. I never learned her actual name or asked why she kept this practice, why she tasked herself with the stranger's 3 a.m. confessions. Some vocations resist easy explanations. Some people simply become what the dark outside. The lamplight confessor, listening at night. Her window's small signal, her patient light for anyone needing a stranger to hear. The lamplight confessor, holding nothing dear.
At the end of the long lane, its windows dark even when the rain suggests that someone should be home. The door always slightly open, the worn floor inside swept clean by hands no one has seen. The animals are tended, though no farmer walks. The fields at dawn, the cattle and the flocks of sheep apparently self-sufficient, fed by something the neighboring farms have said. They've never witnessed despite years of watching. The cold comfort farm, tended by no one seen. The fields kept ordered, the fences kept clean, by hands that work invisibly through the night. The cold comfort farm, somehow always right. I stayed there once when my car broke down nearby. The farmhouse offering shelter, the dry and warm interior welcoming without any visible host. The particular cloud of hospitality extended by an empty house. The cold comfort farm, tended by no one seen. The fields kept order, the fences kept clean, by hands that work invisibly through the night. The cold comfort farm, somehow always right. I left a note of thanks on the kitchen table. The next morning, uncertain if I'd be able to properly express gratitude to whoever or whatever maintains this place, the endeavor of invisible care extended to a stranger. The locals say the farm has always been this way, since before anyone living can say exactly when the visible farmer departed. The farm continues perfectly hardened in its work, regardless of who remains to witness it. The cold comfort farm, tended by no one seen. The fields kept ordered, the fences kept clean, by hands that work invisibly through the night. The cold comfort farm, somehow always right. presses the words like flowers between the pages of her notebook, the unseen. Pressure of forgetting, flattening their form into something she can study. The swarm of dying vocabularies needing her attention. Each word she catalogs is a species nearly extinct. The last few speakers clearly aging past the point of passing on the full vocabulary. The dawn of the language's final generation visible. The botanist of dead languages, pressing the words like flowers in a notebook, the songs of birds that no longer have anyone left to sing them. The botanist of dead languages, carefully keeping. I watched her interview the last fluent speaker of a mountain dialect, the seeker, and the source sitting together for hours while she recorded the specific powers of a grammar built for a world that no longer needs it. The botanist of dead languages, pressing the words like flowers in a notebook, the songs of birds that no longer have anyone left to sing them. The botanist of dead languages, carefully keeping. Spoke for hours, his pleasure clear in finally being asked the particular cheer of using words that had sat unused for years. In his memory, his eyes occasionally near, tears at the sound of his own grandmother's vocabulary. The notebook she keeps will outlive them both, the language preserved though officially loath to continue its natural transmission. Her archive becomes the permission for some future speaker to resurrect what nearly vanished. The botanist of dead languages, pressing the words like flowers in a notebook, the songs of birds that no longer have anyone left to sing them. The botanist of dead languages, carefully keeping. house has a particular quality of quiet that isn't empty, isn't the riot of silence, but something more attentive, as though the walls themselves are tentative witnesses to whatever happens inside them. In houses that felt indifferent to my present structures, sufficient only to their function, walls that held no particular awareness, that compelled no sense of being heard when I spoke into them. The house that listens, walls turn toward the sound. Every word I've spoken here somehow found its way into the structure, into the beams. The house that listens, keeper of dreams. This house is different, the way the floorboards seem to settle when I speak. The chords of conversation somehow absorb into the plaster, the particular residue of decades of household speech, still somehow present. The house that listens, walls turn toward the sound. Every word I've spoken here somehow found its way into the structure, into the beams. The house that listens, keeper of dreams. I talk to the house sometimes in the late hours, not expecting response, but feeling the powers of attention gathered in its old wood that ordinary structures rarely could offer back to the speaker, the listening palpable. When I finally leave this house for good, I will miss this particular likelihood of being heard by something beyond the human. The house is quiet, attentive communion with everyone who has ever spoken inside its walls. The house that listens, walls turn toward the sound. Every word I've spoken here somehow found its way into the structure, into the beams. The house that listens, keeper of dreams.
The library keeps a special art collection of letters never sent, the imperfection of human communication preserved in the handwriting of those who'd swerved away from sending what they'd carefully composed. Each letter was donated by the family of someone who had kept quite painstakingly the drafts they'd written but never delivered, the words that grief or fear or pride had shivered into silence before the envelope could be sealed. The archive of unsent letters locked away, the words that almost found their way to the people they were written for but didn't. The archive of unsent letters, the love unbidden. I read one once with a special permission required for access, the particular condition of academic interest satisfying. The archivist that I wasn't prying for anything but scholarly understanding. The archive of unsent letters locked away, the words that almost found their way to the people they were written for but didn't. The archive of unsent letters, the love unbidden. Was written to a brother estranged for decades, each line another attempt at bridging what had broken between them. The final line read, I hope you'll redeem the silence someday, though I may not live to see it. I wonder how many of us carry our own unsent letters, the words we've never shown to the people who most need to read them. The archive in our hearts that we concede them to silence rather than risk the vulnerability of sending. The archive of unsent letters locked away, the words that almost found their way to the people they were written for but didn't. The archive of unsent letters, the love unbidden.
patience the metal requires, the careful tending of the forge's fires, the way that copper, unlike harder steel, responds to gentleness, the way you feel its willingness to be shaped without excessive force. The coppersmith's daughter, learning the trade, the careful art of the vessels he made, the patient hammer finding the metal's own will. The coppersmith's daughter, learning the skill. He died with his hand still strong, still capable of the careful work, the apparently stable craft of decades, not diminished by age, the way other skills fade from the stage of an aging body. His hands knew copper until the end. The coppersmith's daughter, learning the trade, the careful art of the vessels he made, the patient hammer finding the metal's own will. The coppersmith's daughter, learning the skill. I inherited the workshop and the tools, the anvils and the hammers, the old rules of his particular practice, the specific weight and balance of each implement, terrific in their familiarity to my own trained hands. I shape my own vessels now in his old workshop, the same orange glow, the same careful stop and start of hammer against heating metal. My father's daughter finding my own settlement with copper, with patience, with the inherited craft. The coppersmith's daughter, learning the trade, the careful art of the vessels he made, the patient hammer finding the metal's own will. The coppersmith's daughter, learning the skill.
After the day staff leaves, when the hospital's quiet finally relieves the corridors of their daytime urgency, her footsteps soft, her particular fluency, in silence suited to the night shifts, different rhythm. With the ones who have no visitors, the night shift bringing its own peculiar intimacy, to the bedside conversations, the daylight's busier obligations don't permit the luxury of unhurried time for a quiet physician making her rounds, finding in the night shifts particular sounds, the space for the kind of care daylight denies, the quiet physician, attentive and wise. She told me once that the night reveals patience more honestly, that the day's compliant performance of wellness for the visiting hours dissolves by midnight. The genuine powers of fear and hope more visible in the dark. The quiet physician making her rounds, finding in the night shifts particular sounds, the space for the kind of care daylight denies, the quiet physician, attentive and wise. She has held the hands of dozens through their final hours, her presence steady, the maternal and professional both present in her care, the particular gift of simply being there when the alternative would be facing it entirely alone. I asked her how she carries the accumulated weight of these nights, and she said, I've created a practice of letting each one go fully after it's finished, of holding it truly present in the moment and then releasing it completely, making her rounds, finding in the night shifts particular sounds, the space for the kind of care daylight denies, the quiet physician, attentive and wise.
Archive page by careful page, each song a small and deliberate cage
for darkness, holding it long enough to see its particular shape, its particular degree of beauty before releasing it back to the night. 150 songs now line the shelf of this collection, each one a different self of darkness, examined from its own angle, each one a small and careful untangle imagination's a theory, an endless capacity for finding beauty in shadow. The last page of the Gothic vault, written tonight, closing this volume but not closing the light we found in darkness, the beauty we've made. The last page of the Gothic vault, never to fade. Whoever sings these songs into the dark, tonight or decade from now, leaves their mark beside ours, the collective and accumulating archive of everyone's darkness, creating something larger than any single contribute intended. So here, at the closing of this particular volume, we leave the door open, the column of darkness still rising, still available for whoever needs the particular sustainable comfort that only honest darkness, well examined, provides. The last page of the Gothic vault, written tonight, closing this volume but not closing the light we found in darkness, the beauty we've made. The last page of the Gothic vault, never to fade.
Gothic Vault. Thank you for watching.
Carrying the identical name of dark, but translating itself differently each rotation, each version of night out of reach of the previous one, yet the same in its essence.
That appear in tonight's cold display are the same stars that showed the ones yesterday, who stood at the same latitude, holding their breath against the same cold, the same wondering whether death was a darkness or doorway or simply eternal return of night coming again. The darkness that follows the darkness, and when it arises, it is new and familiar and true. The eternal return of night, carrying you.
I find this more comforting than any of the bright theologies of morning, the gospel of light, that promises everything forward and new. The night that returns with the same dark and true commitment to depth is the faith I prefer.
The eternal return of night, coming again. The darkness that follows the darkness, and when it arises, it is new and familiar and true. The eternal return of night, carrying you.
Know it, the creatures of dusk, who emerge at the same hour, wearing the mask of their ancient routine in the same ancient dark. The owl from the same branch, the fox from the park, of instinct turning the nightly to purpose. Return as it always has done. Let the dark be the proof that beneath every sun, the shadow is waiting with patient devotion. I am the child of the night's deep devotion. The eternal return is the home I was born from. The eternal return of night, coming again. The darkness that follows the darkness, and when it arrives, it is new and familiar and true. The eternal return of night, carrying you.
Become a member. Join our circle of shadows, pay less than $1 a month. Help us grow, join now.
They were removed from the calendar quietly, their feast days erased with bureaucratic piety, their relics returned to the earth or the fire, their miracles we classify as desire.
You have awakened
or delusion
me from the
or
shadows.
misattribution of cause.
The veil between worlds grows thin. Behold the power of the eternal night. The shadows heed my call.
But still, in the villages nobody told.
Will the eternal night rises once more.
To stop what the faithful have held. official decree. Regardless of hardness of hierarchical hearts making historical cuts. The apocryphal saints still receive their due. The candle's still burning in dark chapels through the years of official forgetting and cold. The apocryphal saints, the beloved, the bold. I lit one myself for the saints of lost things. The one with the missing name, the one who brings back objects and people misplaced in the gray corridors of the everyday. I named her myself in the absence of record. The apocryphal saints still receive their due. The candle's still burning in dark chapels through the years of official forgetting and cold. The apocryphal saints, the beloved, the bold. The saint of the door that opens to nothing. The saint of the letter that carries the something. Too heavy for language to hold without cracking. The saint of the footstep in the hallway lacking a source arriving regardless of source. I keep my own calendar of unofficial holy. The saints of the margins, the slowly, the solely remembered by those who refuse to forget that sanctity doesn't require the alphabet of official approval to burn in the dark. The apocryphal saints still receive their due. The candle's still burning in dark chapels through the years of official forgetting and cold. The apocryphal saints, the beloved, the bold. The beloved, the bold. The beloved, the bold.
The river stopped moving in January's hold. Its surface achieving the permanent cold of something that gave up its running lay. Flat in the gray of the short winter day, like a road to a destination unnamed.
The children came out with their blades and their breath to skate on the surface of the river's death. Their laughter ascending to the pewter sky, while below them the current continued to try its old roots, diminished and dark
and unseen.
Dirge for the frozen river,
Stopped at the cold.
you're running suspended
Your story on hold.
beneath the ice.
Still the dark water moves
the shadows I find my truth.
The dusk, the ice speaking under me, it's frozen.
Come closer if you dare.
Communicating the stress of my weight and the temperature falling and the hour late in a language of creak and of low percussion. Search for the frozen river, stopped at the cold.
You're running suspended,
Your story on hold.
beneath the ice.
Still the dark water moves.
Search for the frozen river,
Finding its grooves. I lay flat on the ice and I pressed my cold ear to the surface and heard what I wanted to hear. The river below me still singing its course through the landscape it knew from its deepest source to the sea. It remembered, but hadn't yet reached.
the thaw came in March with its customary grief. The river emerging with slow-moving relief. Through the cracks in the ice that the temperature found, the children came back to the noise and the sound of water restored to its purpose of moving. Search for the frozen river,
Stopped at the cold.
you're running suspended
Your story on hold.
beneath the ice.
Still the dark water moves.
Search for the frozen river,
Finding its grooves. She sat in the corner of the waxwork hall with such perfect grief that the visitors all assumed she was part the exhibition made by the artist who fashioned each figure displayed in their historical moment of permanent pose. But she breathed very slowly, and if you stood close in the cold of the hall, you could feel the faint ghost of warmth that the living emit, even when they are doing their best to resemble the then of a moment extracted from time's forward flow. The waxwork monitor, perfectly still, indistinguishable from the sculptor's skill. She grieves in the hall where the wax figures stand. The waxwork mourner, grief close at hand. beside her on the bench in the room, and shared the particular quality of the gloom she occupied with such completeness and art that even my sitting beside her felt part of a tableau the museum had carefully planned. The waxwork monarch, perfectly still, indistinguishable from the sculptor's skill. She grieves in the hall where the wax figures stand. The waxwork mourner, grief close at hand. She spoke after an hour in a voice that was low and careful, as though she was unwilling to show more than the minimum of living to the end of that particular room. She told me her name, there was something the wax figures already shared. We left together at the closing of the hall, two figures in black passing under the tall and decorated archway of the exit door. The security guard looked at us and then looked more carefully at the corner where one seat remained. The waxwork mourner, perfectly still, indistinguishable from the sculptor's skill. She grieves in the hall where the wax figures stand. The waxwork mourner, grief close at hand.
Noticed stood at the edge where the water and land meet in the ambiguity neither has planned, but both have accepted as their shared address. My reflection looked up with a kind of distress that my face on the surface of day didn't show. Mirror lake at dusk, darker than sky, reflecting the
You cannot escape the shadows. I see your fear. It feeds me.
Patient and cold. The other me living below in the dark. Water moved with more freedom without the remark of gravity holding her down to the earth. She moved through the water with something like mirth, or at least with a loosening I recognized. I stayed until dark made the mirror opaque, until the reflection was gone and the lake was simply itself and no longer my face. I walked home through the night with a particular grace, borrowed from the self I'd seen moving below. Mirror lake at dusk, darker than sky, reflecting the evening before evening's eye has noticed the failing of afternoon gold. Mirror lake at dusk, patient and cold. Patient and cold.
The manuscript was written in light and in shade, each word the shadow that an object had made. At a specific hour on a specific day, the author had laid the white pages to stay beneath the positioned objects and waited for new.
The hands of the clock cast their Roman numerals clean, and shadowing across the white pages between. The hours of 10 and 2 in the winter sun. Each word was specific to the moment of dawn. Each sentence a capture of time and its angle.
Manuscript of shadows, written in shade. Each word is a shadow, an afternoon made. The text shifts with the season, the text shifts with light. Manuscript of shadows. only blank pages all shadows had drowned. In the absolute dark of a moonless cold night, the text had dissolved with the dissolving of light, a scripture aquarium on the sun for its reading. Manuscript of shadows, written in shade. Each word is the shadow an afternoon made. The text shifts with the season, the text shifts with light. Manuscript of shadows, dissolving at night. By morning the pages held different words whole. The new angle of sunrise, a different soul, expressed in new shadow positions and length. The manuscript changed with the daylight's new strength, a living text written by light's daily dying.
The darkness calls to me. It whispers of secrets and pain. I cannot escape its embrace. This is my eternal night.
Some light falling certain, casting its word.
Manuscript of shadows, written in shade. Each word is the shadow an afternoon made. The text shifts with the season, the text shifts with light. Manuscript of shadows, dissolving at night. Completely released its dominion, retreating discreetly. Below the horizon's administrative line. Then she comes out with lantern and twine, and tends what the daylight refused to acknowledge. The night blooming serious, she coaxes to open its single annual flower, while those who are hoping for daylight encounters with beauty are sleeping. The flower requires the dark for its keeping, requires the specific temperature of after. The night gardener working in black, she tends what the daylight is unable to track. Her garden is breathing when yours is asleep. The night watched her from my window one midsummer night. Her lantern a warm gold against the cold white of moonlight that fell on the garden below. She moved among plants with a particular slow deliberateness that the dark seems to earn. The night gardener, working in black, she tends what the daylight is unable to track. Her garden is breathing when yours is asleep. The night gardener, harvesting deep. By dawn she had vanished, and only the marks of her kneeling remained in the soil, the dark impressions of hands and of knees in the ground. The night blooming cereus was closed and was found by the morning bees, empty of everything given.
What the daylight can't hold. The bloom's too excessive, too dark, too bold for the ordinary hours of visible life. She tends the night garden away from the strife of sunshine and replenish herself in the dark. The night gardener, working in black, she tends what the daylight is unable to track. Her garden is breathing when yours is asleep. The night gardener, harvesting deep. They gathered at sunrise, but not for the light. The crows held their masses, a leftover rite from the dark of the previous night's long debate. They filled all the branches in ceremonial state, a feather, a noise, and collective conviction. The liturgy came in their overlapping calls, a polyphony filling the cold morning halls of air between branches and sky and the ground. Each crow adding its particular sound to the theological argument overhead.
Theology darker than ours could ever be. They worship the carrion, they bless the cold field. The crow mass is opening, the crow mass revealed. I stood underneath them and tried to translate the argument into the grammar and weight of human meaning. The Corvine belief resists any translation and holds all in grief, proof container of pure avian intent. Crow entire congregation without stunts of gradual departure, simply lifting and gone. The branches still trembling, the argument drawn to its conclusion in flight rather than silence. I attend every morning. I'm able to find myself near the assembly. I go to remind myself that devotion requires no building, no doctrine approved by a hierarchy's gilding. Just bodies together and voices and dark. Set coordinates for. It simply continues beyond every door that seems like a destination, then doesn't.
The surface is difficult, cold and precise in its difficulty. Neither lava nor ice, but something between that requires the bare feet of committed remorse. That the air above it is thin with the altitude of regret.
Penitence was my particular affliction, but the road has a way of revealing the debt that the walker was carrying without having met it directly before. The road showed it in full. The penitence road going nowhere at last.
passed on the way held their own debts in their own particular grade of expression. The face that deep reckoning makes on the surface of features when sorrow wakes to its oldest and most unresolvable shade.
I walked until the road released me, and one dawn into an ordinary field where the warmth of early spring light was beginning to try. I turned to see nothing behind me, the high cold road having vanished the moment it finished. The penitence road going nowhere at last, the road that atones for the permanent past. We walk it without knowing the distance ahead. The penitence road is the road of the dead. I write to the darkness before it arrives, preparing its welcome before it deprives the world of my presence. The letters addressed to the dark that has not yet come east from the west of the day that continues without its conclusion.
I tell it the things I have wanted to say, to something that listens beyond the display of ordinary patience that live in a louse. The darkness I'm writing to never disavows the validity whatever I bring.
Letters to the unborn dark, not yet arrived. I write to the darkness before I have died into it, before it has claimed what is mine. Letters to the unborn dark, yours and mine.
I describe the particular quality of light that I'll miss in the dark, the specific bright of October morning through east-facing glass, the way that the amber of autumn can pass through certain trees to become something gold.
Letters to the unborn dark, not yet arrived. I write to the darkness before I have died into it, before it has claimed what is mine. Letters to the unborn dark, yours and mine.
I tell it about everyone I'll bring along, as memory, a dark procession, a song of faces and voices compressed into whatever form the dark keeps its contents words, whether dissolved or preserved or transformed into light. The letters accumulate in a box by my bed, addressed to the dark that will come when I'm dead, or simply exhausted by daylight's demand. I write to the darkest, to a patient hand, extended in welcome from somewhere ahead.
Letters to the unborn dark, not yet arrived. I write to the darkness before I have died into it, before it has claimed what is mine. Letters to the unborn dark, yours and mine.
Gothic Vault. Thank you for watching. Gothic Vault.
In the shadows of the forgotten, I awaken. The skulls of the ancients rise to my call, bow before the eternal night. The dice wise, the seat of regents rises in Gloucester.
They were cast in the foundry of the century, that believed the machine was the contemporary expression of the divine. Their bodies forged from iron ore, the oddities of the sacred rendered in industrial form. Saint Perpetua of the piston, her hand extended in the gesture of command. Over the steam that drives the wheel that turns, the shaft that lifts the hammer, the concern of her mechanical intercession practical.
The iron saints forged in the century's fire, their halos the steam ring, their vestments the wire, and rivet of the age that made them real. The iron saints, the cold and hallowed steel. Saint Ambrose of the axle, his cold eyes cast toward the ceiling where the enterprise of the overhead crane moves its holy load across the industrial nave. The
the code of the factory floor, his scripture and his rule. The iron saints forged in the century's fire, their halos the steam ring, their vestments the wire, and rivet of the age that made them real. The iron saints, the cold and hollowed steel. Who assembled in the factory on Mondays brought the contradictory devotions of their private faith and their public labor into the same cold air and prayed to whichever saint was closest. The iron saints have rusted in the museums of industrial heritage. The tediums of their particular era's faith dissolved into the oxide red, the unsolved equation of belief. An industry left open. The iron saints forged in the century's fire, their halos the steam ring, their vestments the wire, and rivet of the age that made them real. The iron saints, the cold and hollowed steel.
Become a member. Join our circle of shadows, pay less than $1 a month. Help us grow, join now.
She tends the plants that grow in the soil above. The ones who rest below gave their love and grief and carbon back to the earth that grows the particular herbs of worth that only the graveyard's chemistry produces.
particular winter grief, the one that had resisted every brief, and temporary comfort the ordinary world supplies. She looked at me with her extraordinary eyes and went to the garden for something specific. She pressed from the graveyard yarrow was bitter and exact in its cold, narrow focus on the thing I'd been avoiding, the grief I'd been so carefully avoiding naming, which the herbalist named with a single drop. Elm at the field's edge has been standing since the century of the Black Death commanding its particular corner of the dark old field, with the authority of something that has yielded to every storm and refused to be concluded. She has held in her hollow the cold evidence of histories that the archives and the dense official record has not thought to keep. The things hidden in her hold their sleep of decades undisturbed by scholarship. The witch elm's testimony rings of dark years, each circle of her growing holds the tears and silence of the century it grew through. The wish elm's testimony, old and true. I pressed my ear to the victim's grey bark and heard in the frequency between the dark and silence the particular hum of years compressed into wood, the unnamed fears and weathers of the centuries absorbed. past reads her rings like a clinician reads the findings of a patient's history in the body's layers. He counts the cold years, the thin prayers of growth in drought years, the white excess of the wet ones, each ring a year confessed. The wick shell masks nothing of those who come to lean against her bark, to reap the sum of her accumulation. She simply is in the field's corner, the generous witness of everything that passed and is still passing. The wisdom's testimony, rings of dark years, each circle of her growing holds the tears and silence of the century it grew through. The witch elm's testimony, old and true.
Before the pesticides and the window glass and the monoculture and the impasse of the urban margin, the sparrow filled every eve and hedgerow, the still air of villages with its ordinary praise. The house sparrow's elegy is the elegy for everything ordinary, the alleged unimportance of the common small brown bird that graced the threshold of us all before we made the threshold uninhabitable. Elegy for the house sparrow, brown and plain, the commonplace bird we won't see again in the density of its ordinary past. Elegy for the house sparrow, fading fast. I miss the sparrows in the eaves above my childhood window, the particular love of their disputatious, cheerful common noise. In the early morning, the boys and girls of the air arguing the day open. Elegy for the house sparrow, brown and plain, the commonplace bird we won't see again in the density of its ordinary past. Elegy for the house sparrow, fading fast. The extraordinary is easy to mourn, the peacock and the peregrine, the horn of the rhino and the eye of the tiger. But the sparrow's loss goes deeper, higher,
On the scale, intimate catastrophe. For the sparrow was the bird of the threshold, the bird of the everyday, the enrolled companion of every ordinary morning. Its absence from the eaves is the warning.
In the shadows I awaken,
that the ordinary world
the veil
itself
parts
is
for
ending.
thee. Embrace the eternal night.
Elegy for the house sparrow, brown and plain, the commonplace bird we won't see again. In the density of its ordinary past, elegy for the house sparrow, fading fast.
The oracle speaks only in February, when the lake has achieved the necessary thickness and stillness, the cold clarity of ice that shows the water's charity, of depth below, the dark below the clear.
She lies face down on the frozen surface, her cheek against the cold. The purpose of her position to see through the ice into the dark below. The precise and unfiltered vision of the depth.
The frozen lake oracle, reading below, she sees through the ice what the cold waters know. Her prophecies come from the dark under glass. The frozen lake oracle, watching it pass. The ice is the lens that the cold has provided, the medium through which the undivided dark of the lake speaks its particular truth, without the turbulence that the warm month's youth introduces into the water's surface. Oracle, reading below, she sees through the ice what the cold waters know. Her prophecies come from the dark under glass. The frozen lake oracle, watching it pass.
I brought my question to her on the coldest day of January, the oldest winter in living memory. The lake frozen so deep that even the heartache of the water's natural movement was stilled.
She lay on the ice for an hour without speaking, the cold conducting itself, the seeking of whatever the dark below was willing to offer, rising through the ice to her. The coffer of February prophecy finally opened. The frozen lake oracle, reading below, she sees through the ice what the cold waters know. Her prophecies come from the dark under glass. The frozen lake oracle, watching it pass.
and measured meter of the descent. The bell holds his pocket of air, the spent and recycled breath of the chamber, his only sky. The diving bell is the old technology of grief, the personal psychology of the one who refuses the surface, who finds the depth's particular purpose more honest than the light-filled world above. The bell diver descending through the dark, his bell a small and pressurized remark against the weight of everything above. The bell diver searching below for love. At the floor of the dive, the visibility is zero, the availability of light from the surface of memory only. He works by touching the cold, lonely dark of the maximum depth he can reach. The bell diver descending through the dark, his bell a small and pressurized remark against the weight of everything above. The bell diver searching below for love. What he finds at the bottom is not treasure in the conventional sense, no measure of gold or salvage that the surface values. What he finds is purchase only in the language of the depths itself. The difficult part, the slow release of pressure as he goes through the graduated layers toward the light. He arrives at the surface change, the bright world above him somehow further than it was. The bell diver descending through the dark, his bell a small pressurized remark against the weight of everything above. The bell diver searching below for love. He drew the final map on his deathbed, the sheet of vellum propped against the cold concrete of the hospital pillow, his hands still precise despite the fever and the chill of what was moving through him toward completion. The map was not of any territory he'd surveyed before the inventory of his previous life's work, all in service of the known world. This map's surface covered something he was approaching now alone. The cartographer's last map, drawing the way into the country that has no survey, no scale, no legend, no established north. The cartographer's last map, moving forth. The projections he employed were of his own invention. The coordinate zones arranged not by geography, but by the quality of what he'd begun to see behind the hospital ceiling and its tiles. The cartographer's last map, drawing the way into the country that has no survey, no scale, no legend, no established north. The cartographer's last map, moving forth. The nurse who found the map beside him in the morning kept it understanding something without warning from any tradition, that this was different from the other maps, the indifferent geography replaced by something personal. She had it framed and hung it in her hallway. The unnamed territories in there, always unresolved. Projection catching the light differently by morning than by night. A map that changed with the quality of illumination. The cartographer's last map, drawing the way into the country that has no survey, no scale, no legend, no established north. The cartographer's last map, moving forth.
We were born in the gap between the full and the new, the dark moon pulling its invisible gravity across the blood of those who feel the lunar neighborhood more intimately than the calendars record. The dark moon is the one that grants permission for the unlit, the internal mission of the self that needs no audience or stage. The self that turns its most important page in the absolute privacy of its own dark. Daughters of the dark moon, children of the gap, the ones who fell through the lunar map into the space between the visible tides. Daughters of the dark moon, where darkness abides. We do not howl at the full moon's display, that bright and public pulling of the bay. It's not our season, our devotion runs to the invisible, the dark that comes between the moons and asks no witness. Daughters of the dark moon, children of the gap, the ones who fell through the lunar map into the space between the visible tides. Daughters of the dark moon, where darkness abides. Our rights are small and entirely private, performed at the dark moon's silent pivot of the month, the 3 days of no light, when the sky is purely the sky at night, without its borrowed and flitted lamp. The dark moon's dark and breathe the particular air that only those beneath the invisible moon can access, the thin and cold and extraordinary discipline of being devotional without a light to do it by. Daughters of the dark moon, children of the gap, the ones who fell through the lunar map into the space between the visible tides. Daughters of the dark moon, where darkness abides.
Mechanism that would not forgive, the gears of consequence arranged to give no quarter to the hand that tried to turn the hour back to something it could earn again from time, the time already spent.
The escapement that I designed runs clean against the grain of mercy break now. Ticks its cold indictment for the sake of accuracy alone.
Without my blessing, the clockmaker's confession, ticking in the dark. Each gear a guilt, each pendulum a mark.
Against the hand that made what cannot stop.
The clockmaker's confession, every tick a drop. I tried to disassemble what I built at midnight in the workshop. All my guilt laid out beside the tools.
But every spring resisted the removal. Every ring of metal holding fast to what I'd made it.
The clockmaker's confession, ticking in the dark. Each gear a guilt, each pendulum a mark.
Against the hand that made what cannot stop.
The clockmaker's confession, every tick a drop.
The clock is in the room I've locked from view. Behind the cabinet door, the cold and blue fluorescence of its dial visible beneath the door at night. It's ticking like a wreath of sound around the bed where I try sleeping.
Forgive the clockmaker his finest piece, the mechanism built without release. The only clock he made that he can't sell, that ticks its accurate and private hell into the silence of the house that holds it. The clockmaker's confession, ticking in the dark. Each gear a guilt, each pendulum a mark.
Against the hand that made what cannot stop.
The clockmaker's confession, every tick a drop.
congregation before the drum, and ordinary faces of the faithful fill the pews and require the competent skill of the service music, the expected hymns before the first is said. He plays the music of the actual dead. Weight of his accumulated sorrow, the pieces that could never fit the narrow expectation of a Sunday morning service. The grief organist playing for the stone, the empty pews receive what he has shown to no other audience in 30 years. The grief organist speaking through the gears. The music fills a cold stone nave completely. The bass frequencies move indiscreetly through the fabric of the building, through the limestone columns and the cold pew beneath me, where I've come to listen without invitation. The grief organist playing for the stone, the empty pews receive what he has shown to no other audience in 30 years. The grief organist speaking through the gears. He has not seen me in the shadows of the north transept. The particular love of his playing, too consuming for the care of what is in the peripheral there, beyond the pipes and the keys and the cold stone above. I have been his congregation for 6 winters, the secret one who catches all the splinters of his private music in the pre-dawn cold before the service turns it into the old and useful thing that grief becomes when it goes public. The grief organist playing for the stone, the empty pews receive what he has shown to no other audience in 30 years. The grief organist speaking through the gears. Speaking through the gears. Speaking through the gears.
Gothic Vault. Thank you for watching. Gothic Vault.
silence and the sigh. Underneath the heavy ceiling of a paper-covered sky, the shelves are made of cedar and the ink is made of gold. In a library where shadows are the writing on the wall. Here is a volume for the lovers who were lost, and a dictionary definition of total final cost. I am the keeper of the vellum, the guardian of the dust, turning all the history back into the ancient rust. Oh, the librarian of shadows in the halls of the unread, a sanctuary built for all the elegant and dead. Every book is a coffin, every word is a bone, standing in the archives together and alone. The candlelight is flickering on the edges of the page, a testament to sanity in a very dark age. I found a chapter dedicated only to your name, wrapped in a heavy leather and a cold eternal flame. But the language is forgotten and the alphabet is gone, leaving us with nothing but the coming of the dawn. So close the heavy covers, let the ink begin to dry underneath the heavy velvet of a cold and empty sky. Read the dark, find the spark, the story is the mark. Oh, the librarian of shadows in the halls of the unread, a sanctuary built for all the elegant and dead. Every book is a coffin, every word is a bone, standing in the archives together and alone.
The altar is a furnace and the priest is made of brass, watching as the centuries of the iron workers pass. The choir is the humming of 1,000 heavy wheels, recording all the emotions that a machine never feels. I am the oil and the water, I am the copper and the steam, living in the wreckage of a technological glasses all oily with the residue of time. A celebration of the heavy and the industrial crime. In the cathedral of gears, where the mainspring is the soul, spiraling slowly out of any human control. The rhythm is our gospel, the friction is our prayer. In a world made of metal and a world made of despair. I've got a pocket watch that's beating like a heart inside my chest, searching for a sanctuary and searching for a rest. But the timing is inconsistent and the pitch is always wrong. A heavy distorted version of a long forgotten song. We are building up a heaven out of rivets and of lead, a heavy silent canopy for the things inside my head. So pull the final lever, let the pressure start to rise underneath the heavy velvet of the smoke-covered skies. Grind the tune, weld the truth, the engine. Cathedral of gears, where the mainspring is the soul, spiraling slowly out of any human control. The rhythm is our gospel, the friction is our prayer. In a world made of metal and a world made of despair. Standing in the portal of the scarlet and the blue, a sanctuary built for everything that wasn't true. The faces of the martyrs are all cracked and turning gray, a funeral for every single failed and forgotten day. I'm looking
looking for a reason in the geometry of life, in the middle of the absolute and everlasting night. Stained glass tears falling on the stone, the most beautiful collision that my heart has ever known. Fragile and transparent, elegantly thin, protecting all the shadows of the original sin. I touched the laden borders and I felt the sting of cold. A story of the spirit that is getting far too old. We are trapped between the layers of the pigment and the glass, watching as the phantoms of the history begin to pass. The mosaic is a labyrinth, the pattern is a cage, the final lonely chapter on a velvet covered page. So let the light consume us, let the colors be our soul, beyond the final reach of any logical control. Break the frame, lose the name, the window is the shame. Stained glass tears falling on the stone, the most beautiful collision that my heart has ever known. Fragile and transparent, elegantly thin, protecting all the shadows of the original sin. Original sin. Original sin. The dolls are in the garden with their eyes of hollow glass, watching as the seasons of the winter slowly pass. Their skin is white as ivory, their lips are painted red, a sanctuary rebuilt for all the elegant and dead. I found a broken finger in the middle of the moss, a celebration of the beauty found within the total loss. They don't speak in whispers and they don't speak in light, they only speak in shadows in the middle of the night. In the porcelain
faces with a needle and a thread, recording all the history of the things we never said. But the clay is turning into dust and the lace is turning gray. A funeral for every single failed and forgotten day. We are just the statues in a mansion made of frost, guarding all the secrets that the universe has lost. So lie down in the flowers, let the porcelain be your skin, a celebration of the silence and the original sin. Let the obsidian be your soul beyond the final reach of
sun. Talk for the one. The end has begun.
A skeleton of silver and of grey, a funeral for every single failed and forgotten day. I'm walking through the blizzard with the iron in my breath, a celebration of the life that's only found in death. The trees are frozen fingers reaching up toward the sky, watching as the constellations flicker and they die. I am the king of nothing with a crown of jagged eyes, looking for the entrance to a former paradise. Underneath winter's iron veil, we are finally alone. The most beautiful collision with the ice and with the stone. No more movement, and no more of the sound, just the heavy stillness of the frozen holy ground. The river is a highway of the absolute and blue, a sanctuary built for everything that wasn't true. We are preserved forever in a state of pale decay, watching as the daylight slowly bleeds itself away. The cold is a religion, the cold is a command, far away from all the hunger of the dry and dusty land. So let the frost consume you, let the frost become your soul, beyond the final reach of any logical control. The ice is the power, the
winter's iron veil, we are finally alone. The most beautiful collision with the ice and with the stone. No more movement and no more of the sound, just the heavy stillness of the frozen holy ground. Signals getting weaker as I drift into the black, knowing that the journey is a one-way and no back. I'm looking at the planet like a marble in the dark, without a single reason and without a single spark. The cities are just embers in a fireplace of coal, a story of the species that is getting far too old. I am the last observer, I am the final line, watching as the history of the world begins to die. This is the final transmission, a message to the void, a monument to everything the universe destroyed. In the silence of the vacuum, in the darkness of the deep, a sanctuary of shadow where the phantoms come to sleep. No air to breathe here, and there is no sound to hear, just the physical reality of a universal fear. We were a flicker in the middle of a very long night, searching for a reason and searching for a light. The radio is dying and the oxygen is gone, a funeral for every single coming of the dawn. So let the vacuum take me, let the vacuum be my soul, beyond the final reach of any logical control. Goodbye to the sun, goodbye to the one. The end is fun. The end is done. rush was like a lightning bolt that stole away my soul into a heavy frame beyond my logical control. My suit is stiff as iron and my eyes are dark as lead. A formal invitation from the elegant and dead. Don't move a single muscle, don't breathe a single word, in a world where only whispers of the history are heard. Locked inside the silver, etched upon the plate, a beautiful collision with an artificial fate. No color and no motion, just the shadows and the gray, watching as the sunlight slowly bleeds itself away. It's cold and dusty, but I can see you there, arranging all the flowers with a desperate quiet care. I am the silent witness to the passage of your years, distilling all the laughter and distilling all the tears. We are shadows of a moment that was never meant to last, trapped inside the mercury of a long forgotten past. So hang me in the hallway where the candles never burn, waiting for a memory that will never quite return. One second of light, a lifetime of night. Develop the ghost, the one I love most. Upon the plate, a beautiful collision with an artificial fate. No color and no motion, just the shadows and the gray, watching as the sunlight slowly bleeds itself away. Made of coral and the pews are made of bone. Deep beneath the tides where the currents act alone, the incense is the brine and the perfume of the deep, awakening the secrets that the ocean likes to keep. I am the heavy sailor with the anchor in my chest,
searching for a sanctuary and searching for a rest. The stained glass is the emerald of a frozen silent wave, lighting up the darkness of a universal grave. This is the liturgy of salt, the service of the foam. Underneath the heavy bloom, we found our final home. No stars to guide the spirit and no sun to warm the skin, just the cold absolution of the original sin. The pearls are in the eyes of the ones who couldn't stay, watching as the wreckage of the ships begins to sway. There is a certain dignity in the pressure and the cold, a story of the spirit that is getting far too old. We are singing to the Leviathans, we are singing to the dark, without a single reason and without a single spark. The water is our spirit and the water is our blood, lost inside the rhythm of the everlasting flood. Breathe the black. There's no way back. The abyss is a kiss. Salt, the service of the foam. Underneath the heavy bloom, we found our final home. No stars to guide the spirit and no sun to warm the skin, just the cold absolution of the original